have to bleep this.
You're crazy.
We're gonna have to bleep this.
Dude.
If you're 14 or younger, turn the video off now. This is your warning.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Right?
Viewer discretion is advised.
We're bringing back an old thing I used to do on my channel. Reading dirty fanfic.
This is like my first YouTube video thing like I've ever done. Besides BFF's pod, which I didn't
Well,
even
now
know
you've already been thrown into the craziness. It's like, this is gonna be way easier.
I guess.
You know, you've already faced the tornado, now you're in the eye of the storm.
Oh, great, okay. Like, this is gonna be any better.
Guys, we're gonna be reading dirty fanfic. Now, I did this before with the Sway Boys. We read dirty fanfic on ourselves. It was pretty funny, made people uncomfortable, but it made the viewers laugh.
I think I was a fan back then and I actually watched it.
Oh, you were?
Which is kind of embarrassing.
You were a fan of me?
I didn't mean for that ego boost right there, but...
Yes, Daddy is the title of this fanfic. We couldn't find a fanfic that was like me and Livvy together. You know what I'm saying? The fans haven't created that yet.
I can only imagine like what's gonna happen after this video.
Maybe for part 2 we'll get a better one. I'm gonna play the guys part and then you're gonna play the girls part, which is yourself. And then we're just gonna read it, go back and forth. Everyone that's here watching, as in Matt and Alec, and then Anthony looking like a motherfucking G. Okay. Yeah. So guys, this is Livvy Dunn fanfic number 1. It's called Yes Daddy by Jace TMS.
Olivia Dunn never could have foreseen herself in this position. On all fours, getting hard by the man who, until recently, she hated most in the world. She still hated him and herself for letting this happen. But she couldn't help herself. But to become his plaything, how did this all happen?
Well, now we flash back 1 week ago. This is awesome, dude. What a start. I kind of gave a little giggle because I was like, Olivia can never see herself in this position. And I thought it was like not talking about sexual positions, but I was trying to make it a joke about sexual positions. And that motherfucker was talking about sexual positions. All right, 1 week ago.
From the very start, when her new stepdad, this guy, entered the picture last year, Olivia hated him more than she knew was possible. Sure, she disliked people. She even thought she hated a few, until she met him. She hated that her mom cheated on her dad with him. She hated that it broke up her family. She hated how fast they got married. Married?
Not me and you.
My mom?
Your mom and me.
Okay, didn't I literally say on BFFs that like I would marry you?
Yeah, you did say that on BFFs that you would marry me.
Okay, anyways.
Whatever.
He hated that he had balls to actually try to bond with her or act like he was her dad. But most of all, she hated that she was attracted to him.
It is getting hot in here.
Purely on a physical level, of course.
Some men are blessed with a pretty face. Some are blessed with naturally good physique. Some are blessed with a large dick. Nah, I can't pause for that one. Kevin had it all. But he was also blessed with hyper intelligence. So he put that to use and became one of the world's foremost medical researchers. That was the one and only thing Olivia begrudgingly respected about him. His work had saved lots of lives. So I'm a good guy at heart. I'm a great guy. I'm saving lives. I'm trying to have a connection with you right off the bat.
You tried to save my life?
No, just people's lives.
Oh, you just saved
because of my job.
Okay,
Are you not listening to the story?
I'm trying to digest.
I am one of the world's foremost medical researchers. Whatever that job is, I'm that.
But in her eyes, he had to go, or at the very least not be part of her life anymore. Then she thought back to a girl she knew a few years older than her, and how big of a deal it was when it came she was sleeping with her stepdad. She of course had no intent of sleeping with Kevin, but she wouldn't have to. If she could get him to maybe just make out for a bit, then she would have him right where he wanted him.
No, she wanted him.
It says he,
I know.
Okay. She still loved her mother and knew if she ever found out, it would break her heart. After all, the affair wasn't her mom's fault, it was his, at least in her eyes. But if she could get him to make out with her, she could blackmail him into making much more reduced role in the family, which would be enough until her mom came to her senses.
Bro, you're trying to kick me out of the family?
I'm trying to blackmail
That's crazy. This is kind of fucked up. Oh my god.
You found this.
Yeah, Gav had to probably delete his search history.
I did. I deleted it. As soon as I looked it up, I deleted it.
So she planned and waited. She started wearing skimpier outfits around the house to see if he'd notice. It was clear he had. She started to act nicer to him, despite how much it pained her. She needed him to buy her the ruse?
Buy into the ruse.
Oh, buy into the ruse. It didn't take long until Kevin seemed to warm up to her as well.
Finally, the day she waited so long for had arrived. Her mom was supposed to go out of town to Dallas for just a couple days. Her plan was simple. Go out to the pool for a swim and show off. Tease him a bit, kiss him once, and then go back inside. Hopefully he would be so worked up that he would go for it. Break off the kiss after a minute, let him sweat for a couple days and not talk to him. Then come to him with a list of demands. What could go wrong?
She changed into her favorite pink bikini and walked downstairs. Hey Kevin, I'm going for a swim. Wanna join?
She asked with a grin. He couldn't help but notice how good she looked, or that her attitude about him had changed a lot in the last couple of weeks. He wasn't an idiot. He saw right through her game, but he also knew he was better at it. If she thought she could get him to just slip up, oh my God, and now you're making me slip up.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I was just about to get her to think she could make me slip up, but she couldn't even make me slip up, and then you came in here and made me slip up.
Just a different breed.
Yeah, you are. She could get him to slip up just enough to have him wrapped around her finger. Well, she was mistaken. He didn't know what she had or hadn't done before, but he was more than confident that he could get her in bed and thus make it too risky to tell her mom. So I'm chilling poolside. Sure, let me go change. I'll meet you out there, he said with a small smile. Kevin stepped outside and headed over to the pool. This is the pool. What are your plans for today after a nice swim?
Not too much. Just bum around the house, I guess. She looked over at him and wished he wasn't so attractive.
Sorry.
But at least it would make kissing him later slightly less gross.
Nice! Okay, they splashed around in the pool for about an hour. You should add little water effects. Tsunami! Alright, they splashed around in the pool for about an hour, making small talk, some accidental contact. Oh, sorry about that. Shit. Finally, Kevin decided it was time for him to head in and make some lunch.
Olivia got out of the pool a few minutes later and tried to plan. How would she get him to kiss her or accept a kiss? She could be blunt and she could
Every time we get a little bit more in the story, Gav takes out like another button or something.
Dude, it's so damn hot in here.
Yeah, it is hot in here.
That's what I'm saying.
She could be blunt and just go for it. But that was too risky. She decided a missed kiss on the cheek was the way to go.
As Kevin finished making them some sandwiches, Olivia walked in.
Joke's on you, I don't like sandwiches, but continue.
Just trying to be a good guy and make a sandwich. Alright, could have fucking said that. You're literally trying to seduce me to kick me out of the family. Let's talk about who's more fucked up. Stealing her resolve, she walked over, mentally apologizing to her mom as she did it. At first, her plan worked to perfection. She stood next to him at the counter and placed a hand on his back. As she leaned up to kiss his cheek, what happened next is when the plan fell apart. Cliffhanger, that's the end of the video. No,
Wait, I think I actually threw Wait, I think go.
Naturally, Kevin turned to her when he felt the touch. Their lips met and it was instant magic. The kiss quickly deepened and Olivia knew she would have to pull back, but it was the best kiss of her life. Then, without warning, she felt a jolt of pleasure course through her body. Gav goes, cheers. Alright,
This is you
his
again.
hand masterfully oh my God, dude, this gets graphic. Yeah, we might have to bleep this,
You're
bro.
crazy.
We're gonna have to bleep
You're
this. This is
you
fucked.
have to cut this
out, dude.
If you are under the age of, what should we say, 14? If they're over 14, we gotta start
45?
educating them. Okay, if you're 14 or younger, turn the video off now. This is your warning.
Viewer
Get out of here.
discretion is
Alright?
advised.
Okay.
Continue.
His hand massively over her bikini bottoms. Oh, wow. This guy's got hand game over the bikini bottoms.
You found the more
As
than
her
some men.
mind screamed, can you give us a scream? Let's wait, never mind. At her to stop, now her body had other plans. As if acting on their own, her hands pushed down her bottoms to give him full access. He only could have been masterfully working for like 2 seconds. It was the next line down, you already pulled your pants off. With her bottoms gone, he could feel. Oh my.
Why would you write such a thing?
Right?
Yeah, Gavin, you fucking freak
Who the
author.
fuck said I wrote this?
The TMS probably stands for This Mate Stevenson. That's what that shit stands for. at the end of the author's name.
Yo, you're an evil person. You're an evil man.
Not as evil as me, but continue.
All right, their tongues danced with each other as they made out. His free hand pushed down his swim trunk. He felt her hand and instantly reached for his. Dude, why do they gotta use like these words? Like there's just nicer words. Penis. He tried to reach lovingly to embrace his penis. See, that doesn't sound as bad. And felt her gasp into the kiss as she felt the size of it. Nice, Kevin. You be packing, dog. She finally was able to get herself to pull back from the kiss. Though, how he was working her clut. They said clut. As he was working her clut, he had to... This writer, man, they were getting fucking horny and they were just speed typing, bro. They had to go jerk off after writing this shit. She looked him dead in the eyes and pulled off her top. She was able to grab his hand to stop him as she got an intense look in her eyes.
I still hate you, but right now I need you. She started to lead him toward her room by his hand.
To her shock, he took her past her room towards his. I gotta go like full douchebag for this. I gotta think I'm Bryce for a second.
What's up?
Give me a second. Party fucking animal, baby! Ah! Okay, I'm in my Bryce mode. How long has it been since you had some good deep?
Yo! Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Way too long, and I don't think the one time I had sex would count as a good deep. He barely got it all the way in before he finished. So you better be fucking good. Otherwise, you were really just a waste of space who ruined my family. Her tone was defiant, even though she knew she got herself into this position with that little pink bikini.
Okay, so let's make a deal. If I don't get you off at least twice, I will be like a ghost around the house. You'll hardly notice me. But if I do, you belong to me. Oh my god.
I think you texted me something like that last week.
Which part?
That whole line.
Dude, I didn't. Gav, stop looking at me like that, bro. I didn't. No, I
You
didn't.
literally did.
I didn't.
Yo, Matt, stop filming. Yeah, did you?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, ready? You got
Okay,
this.
she was so horny, she would have agreed to anything at that moment. You're on, but it only counts if you. So only using your big. She's even more.
Fuck, this is terrible, dude. I didn't think it was gonna get this bad. Kevin grabbed her legs and damn near bent her in half as he lined up. What was the point of a gymnast if you were gonna enjoy the perk of her flexibility? He leaned down and kissed her deeply and he started to with the reckless abandon. Call me daddy, he whispered between. Oh, they said the title. They said the title and I love when they do that. They said the title and that's why they call it that.
Yo, it's like in How I Met Your Mother when Ted says, "That's how I met your mother."
Oh my god, that's sick, dude.
She whispered softly.
I didn't hear you, he said a bit louder. Feeling her starting to shake a bit.
Like the little sex toy I am, she screamed as she felt herself get off her.
They're gonna make fanfics or like deep fakes of Livvy now with this as the audio, bro.
She screamed as she felt. For the first time, her body went limp, but the
Oh my
didn't
god,
stop.
dude. Gavin, you're a sicko, man. You're a sicko. I thought this would be fun. Maybe a little couple uncomfortable moments. Wow. That's a word that can't even be said.
Where?
Before his What?
It's time for you to get punished for being such a tease and a brat. This is what you deserve. He chided as he well with all he had. Yes, baby, break me, make me pay. And though she still hated him, she loved how he made her body feel. Still on edge.
Makes my body feel weird. I don't like how it makes my body feel reading this.
Still on edge. Don't lie, Kev. Still on edge from before she quickly gave in. Her body was his.
Kevin couldn't hold on much longer and after and filled her. He let her collapse on a shaking head on the bed and laid next to her looking her over. Are you going to be a woman of your word? He asked, sneering at her. What's with this guy and sneering?
With the same defeated face, Olivia looked up at him. Yes, Daddy.
When she wasn't at practice, she was with him. At practice? Oh, gymnastics
I'm
practice.
a
Gymnastics practice.
All American.
As much as she still hated. Did you just humble brag while we're reading dirty fanfic?
Let's beep that part out. Okay,
Nah, we're putting that in. Yo, what's up, dog?
Hey.
All right, sweet. We're about to wrap this YouTube video, so perfect timing.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had Young Gravy call us in the middle of this.
Yo, humble brag.
Was she humble bragged about the fact she was like an all-American gymnast while we're reading about sex, dude? She probably brings that up during sex. She definitely does. You know what I'm saying? All-Americans.
Stop this.
Such a gentleman, bro. I say daddy's all slept for. You know what I mean? That's the end of this. It was probably a lot of just beeps, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button and we'll do a part 2 maybe. We'll see. Peace.